All right, we back. We're back. Hopefully with no echo, no echo, no echo. Let me hear you.
Oh yeah, sounding perfect now, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No echo. No
All
echo.
right,
No
that's what's
echo.
up.
Yeah, man. So look, I love it when actually when you have a technical difficulty and you don't give up and you work through it and you figure it out. It's part of life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. With all these computers and technology, man, something bound to happen. You
Yeah.
know.
So for those who were not on the last echo call, you said you had a great weekend. You hooked up some steaks. You celebrated your daughter's 16th birthday, and for 16, you gave her a 2016 Lexus. How did she feel? How did you feel?
Well, I go to how she felt first, man. She felt excited. We actually took her off in a limo to actually go do a birthday party. When she
Yeah.
came back, I already had. She was disappointed that I couldn't make a birthday party. First off, because I told her I had some business to take care of. You know, I've been extremely busy lately with everything we're doing with the BMMO consulting business and
Hmm.
planning everything with this Dallas trip and this Baltimore trip, which I'm highly excited about. So I can go down there and wreak havoc on Dallas and wreak havoc on Baltimore.
Amen.
Um, but she was kind of disappointed with me not making a birthday party. This is my first birthday party that I've actually missed with her, with any of my children. But it was for a good reason, and that reason was my baby always wanted a Lexus. Since she was
Yeah.
3 years old, she talked about having a Lexus. That's one thing we talk about. We talking about mindset. So she kind of predicted her future with her mindset at the young age of 3 years old that she wanted a Lexus for her first car. So as a parent, it was my responsibility to grant my daughter
Yeah.
her wishes.
Hey man, I ain't mad at you at all. And the financial freedom part is like I see people do that by their daughter Alexis or Mercedes or something like that. But then they're missing all the birthday parties and they're trading time for money at the school. They up at the job all the time, at the office all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And look here, man. The one thing you can't get back, or the one asset that you can never get back, is time.
Time.
Time is the one asset that is going to move forward regardless. Whether you know what I mean, whether you here or whether you there. I would rather be here present in my children's life because this time they're not going to get back. Your children only be with you for around 18, 19, maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
And the average lifespan of a person is 65 years. So that means 45 years of your life you're not going to have with your children.
Right.
So why not take the time out to take what, a quarter, not a third of your life, to put that energy back into your children.
Right.
That's one thing that cryptocurrency has allowed me to do, is to put that blessing back into my children.
Because before that you were a truck driver. How what did you miss being a truck driver?
Well, most of my driving experience, I wasn't around my two youngest daughters. That was my
Yeah.
oldest daughter. I missed a lot of time. I missed a lot of. She was into ballet real big. I missed a lot of her ballet pageants. I missed a lot of her homework assignments. I missed a lot of her school assignments. She was in the school choir. I missed a lot of her, singing activities when they go do the Christmas carols and all that type of ordeals. A lot of that stuff I actually missed because I was gone most of the week.
Right.
So being an investor or in really investing back into my life and investing back into my family's life actually allowed me the access space to actually breathe life back into my family.
Yeah,
Now I
man.
can see my daughters every day.
Every day. And I tell people all the time, and they don't get their childhood back. You know, they got that very, like you said, that very specific time. And I maintain it's less than 18 years because the first 5 or 6 years they can't do it without you anyway. And and they're probably not gonna remember the first 5 years. But that time between 5 and 12, and then really 13 and 18, when you got to do the real training, get them ready to leave, it's wonderful to be able to invest that amount of time, energy, and effort into them because your ceiling becomes their floor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So they can see you're from Pensacola, you're from the hood, I'm from East Long Beach. Our children have a different reality, have a different mindset based on the things they've seen their parents do. Before we go into what the title is, talk about the mindset shift that's necessary to have success in this market or any market.
The very first thing you must do to actually survive, and I will say that word not lightly, I'm saying that word directly, to survive in the financial game, is you have to take your emotions out of everything. An
Mm,
emotional trader is a losing trader. You're not trading at this point. You're gambling. That's the border between a trader and a gambler, or
yeah,
a investor and somebody who gambles the market. Most people And I'm going to say probably 87, 89% of people who actually invest into the financial markets, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's stocks, whether it's Forex, whether it's commodities, whether it's silver and gold, physical currencies, they
Mm-hmm.
are gamblers. They are not traders.
Gotcha.
You're
Gotcha.
gambling with your future. You're gambling with your income. You're gambling with your life on a lot of occasions. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? So when it comes down to it, you want to be an investor. An investor at heart is a lifestyle. It's not something we do part time. We do this as a lifestyle. You invest in every aspect of your life. You invest into your well being, meaning your health. You invest into your financial gain, meaning your cryptocurrency, your stock market, your whatever you do. Real estate investment, you invest into that. You also invest into people. The biggest investment you'll ever make is investing into people.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So speaking of people, there are certain people who've been around us for a long time. They know us, and then when they see us elevating, sometimes they get a little upset or they have negative energy. And hence, the title of this broadcast is "Fuck Your Friends." Let's
Fuck your
talk about
friends. Fuck
that.
hey, look here. Fuck your friends. Fuck your family members. Fuck your cousins. Fuck your uncles. Fuck your nieces, nephews. Fuck everybody that's not putting energy back into you.
Right.
I'm gonna do the Denzel Washington point on that one. But all of it. You know what I mean? Because when it comes down to it, if people are not breathing life into you and you
Right.
can't reciprocate that and breathe life back into them, you don't need to be around.
Yeah.
Energy transfers.
Right.
I'm a big believer in energy transfers. Not even a big believer. I don't even like the word believe because that means to have doubt of. I'm a big knower in energy transferring.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
like that.
So you have a person around you. It can be 10 of us. And 9 of us can have the right mindset. 9 of us can be helping each other move forward. 9 of us could be pushing forward to be better men, better women, better husbands, better wives, better children.
Right.
That one apple, that one person with a negative mindset can offset everything around your vicinity. It can mess up everything in that ecosystem.
Yeah. I was saying earlier on the podcast that didn't go through. When I first started making my first piece of money back in '94, the friends that I grew up with, we were all evenly broke, basically. And when I started elevating, I started sensing a little bit of hate. Then it was like, oh, we know you, we know the real you. And people, they were proud to say they knew me when I was broke, right? But then as I started elevating even more, they start saying, you think you're better than us. And I had to make a hard decision, which when you're young, it's all about your boys, about your boys, the homies. I had to make the hard decision to let some of them go because they weren't trying to elevate. And one of the things I know is you can't drag a nigga up the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
You can't, man. And hey, look here. If you got a cup of water, you put 1 drop of oil in that water, that cup of water is distorted at that point.
Right.
So, with that being said, people can drag you completely down. Completely down. I cut off probably 95, 96% of my childhood friends growing up.
Yeah.
Only out of that 4%, 5% left, I really only talked to maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
Other ones I talk to on occasions. And there's no hard feelings. It's just that people elevate at certain types of different times of their lives. Right. I might be ready to move on to this portion of my life. I'm not the Cliff I was 20 years ago. If I was the Cliff I was 20 years ago, I'd probably be knocking some of you guys across the top of your head.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, there's different variations of every last one of us. You have the OG Troy from the early, from the teens to the 20s to the 30s to the 40s. Those time periods, you have turned into a different person each one of those years. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So, and it's the same thing with me. I'm 36. I'm a lot younger, but the 10-year-old, the 20-year-old, the 25-year-old, the 30-year-old, the 36-year-old, now Cliff is totally different from the earlier variations of it. And in that time period, your level of expertise or your level of enlightenment actually changes. Right. Some people stays the same. Some people actually change for the better, and some people change for the worse. But with that being said, your level of friendship, of meaning of friendship actually is going to change. Your level of family is actually going to change. Mm-hmm. I got family in Pensacola right now. I think I'm the biggest dope dealer. I think I'm Nino Brown in Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I drive an X7, I got a 6-bedroom house. You know what I mean? Right. They think I'm Nino Brown in Atlanta. They can't comprehend the fact that I actually invest my money and actually don't sell dope anymore. You know what I'm saying? Right. At one point in my life, I was a dope dealer, Cliff. I was the Cliff that walk up to you and knock you up top of your head. I was
Oh,
the Cliff that wanted to fight everybody that came around. I was
right.
that dude.
Yeah.
People change.
The ironic thing is, first of all, Bruce says, man, good conversation. Take this on the road. Hey, man, that's the plan. That's what we're doing. We are taking these conversations on the road because it's more than just crypto. Like he said in an earlier call, it's a lifestyle. It's investing in each other. It's investing in the brothers. It's invested in our health. It's invested in our finances. It's invested in our families. And what I've realized is I have friends and family who, as I've grown, I still see them and I still, give them the information. And if they don't act on it, I have to keep moving. It's not something that I can stay and dwell on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that reminds me of what a brother said. I think the last call we had, and he was talking about how he had friends and family. He's to the point where he's tired of actually telling them about the stuff.
Right.
And I was telling him back on that other call that it's at that moment that when you get tired of actually telling people about cryptocurrency, you get tired of telling people about the stock market, you get tired of telling people about the real estate market, that a lot of people that you don't even know about are actually listening. I'm gonna put y'all guys up on a secret, especially the brothers in the BMMO investors group. Me and the other admin was actually getting ready to close that group down.
Mm.
We were getting ready to close that group down because we didn't feel like the group was making any progress.
Okay.
And we felt that if we was to close that group down and monetize it, that a lot of people, a lot of the dead weight of the group would actually go away.
Mm.
Now, with that being said, I spoke to my other core group of brothers, which is BMMO Enterprises. You know these brothers. That's the brothers we actually, we do real estate deals, franchise deals. It's a group of brothers that we actually pulled from the investment group to actually start making other moves in the world. And before anybody say anything, we gave that opportunity to every brother in that group. It could have been 150, 200 of us actually in the BMMO Enterprises group. 10 of us actually survived. We started off with around 26. 10 of us survived.
Gotcha.
Before brothers start talking stuff. but I asked those brothers, and they was like, do you know how many people actually reach out to us on a daily basis that don't want to speak up in the group because they're scared of getting backlash or scared of sounding dumb, but they reach out to us on an individual level.
Privately.
And people, they reach out privately. And I said I had to go back and really, really think about it. I'm like, I have at least 30 to 40 brothers a day reach out to me from that group. And I was like, if I was to close that group down, those brothers would probably they would lack, and they could just be on that breaking point to where they actually want to go into the markets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Most of the brothers in our groups, in our investment, especially in our investment group, were brand new to investing. Period. The only thing they ever knew, and they knew in their entire life, was I had to go out here and get a 9 to 5. I got to work. I got to put my hands to work. I got to put my mind to work. Gotcha. They didn't know that money could actually work for them.
Right.
So, with that being said, I recanted my whole entire statement about closing the group, talked to the other admins. I'm like, no, we're not shutting the group down because that information is too valuable.
And you said in the last video, the person who don't look like they're paying attention is probably paying attention the most. They just looking for an opening.
They're looking for an opening. They're looking for that one push, that one jump. Because honestly, I was at that point in life at one time. I needed that one push, that one jump. From the time we're in school, we're taught, basically programmed to follow instructions to be a good worker.
Yes.
Nobody teaches us, especially us, people of color, how to make money work for you. That is something that's taught in households. That's nothing that's taught on an institutional level.
Yeah, we're taught to exchange time for money, because you always hear able body. It's about going into the labor force and taking a pittance for whoever hires you, who's actually probably 10xing what they're paying you.
Oh yeah, just think about it. I seen a quote. A guy went up and taught his boss. His boss brought a brand new Lamborghini, and he talked to his boss, and he was asking his boss. He was like, "It's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car." His boss was like, "Yeah, that's what's up." He said, "Man, you work hard. I want you to work hard as you can. Work hard. I want you to come in on time every day. I want you to put in all the hard work and hours. And guess what? I'll buy another one next year."
So I get that
Yeah.
2022.
He said, I'll buy another one next year. That he
Right.
didn't say I want you to work hard. I want you to go out here and bust your ass. I want you to go out here and do this. And maybe one day you will have one, which is
No.
what the American dream is. He
Right.
said, maybe I'll buy another one next year.
Right. Delantra Field says, when are y'all coming to New Orleans?
Man, look here. We got a lot of brothers in Louisiana, man. More surprisingly, we have more brothers in Baton Rouge than we have in New Orleans, which
Really?
is shocking to me. Our one of our admins is actually down there in Baton Rouge, Gabe. We're setting up New Orleans. I'm gonna get with Gabe this weekend. Let's set up New Orleans. First off, I want to come down there so I can eat as much as I can eat. New Orleans is like a second home to me. You know, me being from Pensacola, New Orleans is 2.5, 3 hours away, and I've been to New Orleans more times than I can count.
Right.
So we're definitely going to set up a New Orleans. If we do one in Louisiana, it will be in New Orleans because it's an easier city to get around.
You got to work out for like a month straight before you go down into the Big Easy.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man.
I didn't realize how close it was to Pensacola until I moved out there. You know?
Oh yeah. I got to go out there and get me an oyster poor boy. We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. Brother Law said, brother to brother, you know, nice ring for what we be talking about. He likes what we're doing. And Delantra said he's actually in Abbeville, 2 hours from New Orleans, but I'm sure he would rather come to the Big Easy, you know.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's an easier city just to get around. You know, Baton Rouge is kind of cutthroat. No disrespect, but I'd rather go to New Orleans. But
it's worse than New Orleans because there's parts of New Orleans, boy. If you ain't from there, you better stay away from there.
Oh yeah, New Orleans. I mean, it honestly, it's kind of like night and day.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge dudes do what Baton Rouge dudes do, and New Orleans cats do what New Orleans cats do.
Yeah.
But I would rather go to New Orleans. It's a more centralized city for most people. They can fly into New Orleans. If anybody flying in, it's the easier airport to fly into. We're definitely gonna do one in New Orleans. Let's go ahead and put it on.
Bad. He said it's all bad. He said be careful for them Louisiana cats. They special.
Hey man, let's go ahead and book it. Let's go ahead and book it. OG, you know how we do, man. We just go ahead and set the plans together and go ahead out there and book it.
So there is a saying, a theory that it says, show me your top 5 friends and I'll show you who you are or who you're going to become. And, you know, I know early on when I first start, you know, elevating, the people who are around me are people I grew up with, and no one was adding back into me. I was the smartest guy. I had the most money. I was paying for everything. And then one day I woke up and realized that they were trying to get up to my level, and it wasn't helping me. And I started seeking out people who were smart, had more resources, you know, were better suited in business, had done more. And I was able to add value into their circles by, you know, what my skill is. Because a lot of times when you say that, you can't just say, well, I'm looking for 5 people who are doper than me, and you don't bring nothing to the table when you go and try to be in their clique. That don't work.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But you do have to surround yourself with people who challenge you and who help you elevate. And that's what we're talking about. Fuck your friends. It's really not personal. It's really about elevate. It's about elevation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to elevate in life, man. The people around you speak for you. You know what I mean? If you have 5 people around you and 3 of them, you know, do dumb stuff, do dumb shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Eventually, that's going to pull and overflow. Their dumb stuff is going to overflow onto your stuff.
Right.
So why not go ahead and cut ties with that person? Not cut ties with that person completely. Me personally, I cut ties with people completely. If me and you ain't rocking the same vibe, I cut ties with you. I see you, I speak to you, and that's about it. Yeah. But you have to cut ties with those type of people because, like I said before, you have to protect your energy.
Yeah,
your energy is gonna show exactly where you're going in life. If your energy is more so focused towards you going to be a business owner, you going to be in the top of investor. I'm a total believer, knower in speaking things into existence.
Right.
So if you want to say, okay, cool, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a crypto millionaire, and the dudes around you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you're in the wrong circle.
Right.
If you want to say, I want to be a millionaire in the real estate market, and the cats around you have no clue about real estate, you're in the wrong circle.
Right. Yes. You know, I was yesterday, I had I think it was yesterday. Saturday or Sunday. Yesterday, I had the awesome opportunity to work with an NBA legend, right? And just watching him, his work ethic, he's my age and still, you know, it does repetition. He says he studies every day to get better. He said when he was trying to get into the NBA, he studied and he made moves. He watched Dr. J. He watched Magic Johnson. He paid attention to everyone around him who was doing what he wanted to do. But another part of our conversation, he was very interested in what I did. I added value into what he was doing because he knows nothing about streaming and social media. And his name is Mahmoud Abdul Him. And he was a Steph Curry before Steph Curry, but then he stood up on his religious beliefs and was blackballed. But he's 52 and he hadn't stopped playing basketball. He plays overseas. He plays in the Big Three. And the reason I brought him up is because even though he was a great player, even though he was a great man, he strives every day to get better. You know what I'm saying? And it reminded me of what you and I and Gabe and Derek are talking about is he didn't have to be there spending time with those 40 kids, but he touched every one of them. I'm talking about physically touched and treated them like they were the most important in the person in the room. And so just being able to be in those kind of circles, in this circle, I think that I know that we're creating is going to affect the lives of people in a way that they don't even know about yet.
No, it already has. It already has. Just think about the process that we took through, and because it was strategic planning for us to go from the main group,
yes,
which were well, at first I think when I got on it was like maybe 700 brothers, but go from the main group where brothers were just basically talking shit all day long and hanging out, chilling, is basically a boys club, to go into the investors group, from the investors group to the fitness group, from the fitness group to the business group. That was a mindset thing.
Yes.
Someone had to orchestrate that into to the point where they say, okay, cool. Why are these brothers sitting here when they can have money here? They can have some funds here. Because like I said, you put into everything of your life. You put it into every aspect of your life. You got your boys club where you can release your mindset. You can get the advice you need if you're dealing with something in your marriage. You can get that reassurance of brotherhood. Then you got the investors group where you can actually go and you can actually learn how to put money at certain different asset classes where you can actually gain wealth for your family or gain wealth for you. Then we got the fitness group where you can actually go and invest back into your body, into your spirit.
Yeah.
And then we have the business group where you can learn how to build business. That's a whole entire tree.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of information that's poured into brothers. So we're already doing it. Yeah. Now we're going to take it to the next level. We're not just helping brothers, we're helping sisters. We're helping everybody. Right. We pretty much getting people set up for life to where they can go to one source and get all the information they basically need.
You know? Man. And the good news is much like yesterday at the basketball clinic, they worked. They had to do the work. And the people who couldn't finish the work, who didn't want to finish the work, they sat on the sideline and took pictures, right? And that's what I like about the way the way the system is set up. Okay, we lost Cliff for a second, but hey, he'll be right back. Is the way the system is set up is not just like a talking head thing. People are going to be helped. We're actually going to set up and help everyone before they leave that class be making money from crypto as soon as they get in. So, all right, guys. So I don't know if Cliff's coming back, but I'm just going to let y'all know that Cliff is back.
Oh yeah, I had to plug my laptop up. My bad.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, we ain't scared of a little technical difficulty in this world, man. We ain't afraid. We gonna build the ship as we sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. So
a lot of people want to be perfect every time. Now we're gonna build the ship. We're gonna build the plane after we jump off the cliff.
If anybody's trying to be too perfect, man, we don't want them around us anyway, because nobody's perfect. Everybody has technical difficulties. It is what it is.
Absolutely. So look, the challenge for everyone is not only to support this, because we've been talking about it, and people. He said, "OG, other than family, what truly motivates you?" You know what? I'm glad you asked that question. And for me, it's always been, if you have an interaction with me, it's that you leave better than when you came. Right. And so everyone that I touch, in my opinion, or I want to be around, I want to see them elevate. Whether I make money or not is not what I'm talking about. But your interaction with me, I want it to be mostly positive. I want to see people win. And that's why I changed my name from Troy Knowles to OG Troy Knowles, because when I was 35 and 36, making good money, I didn't have anyone who was in their 50s. I didn't know any 50-year-old black men who were still relevant. It was either, and they were victims of the Vietnam War, war on drugs, and mass incarceration. And so most of the guys my age back then were saying, stupid shit like fuck as many hoes as you can, and all this kind of thing. There was not given any good advice. So I decided when I turned 50 to put myself in position to make sure that I can give good advice, but I can also learn. I kept an open mind so I can learn from younger people, because in the black community, we treat like the hierarchy. We think the oldest people had the most wisdom. My dad's 80 years old. He ain't never had an email address. He knows and asks me information because he knows that I'm more connected than he is. And Cliff, someone asked the same question. Other than family, what truly motivates you?
People. People motivate me.
Yeah.
The reason I've started all of this, honestly, is to help people. I had to learn my niche in life. And my niche, the one thing I learned about myself is that I'm a natural teacher.
Yes.
And by saying that, I have to go out here. It's my responsibility. Once you actually know something that can help your people or help people, period, to go out here and teach people. So
Yeah.
that's what motivates me. When I get phone calls, like I've got many phone calls, a brother telling me, bro, I put $20 into the market starting out earlier this year, and now my bank account is up to $7,500 or $10,000 from
Yeah.
the information that we share in the group. That
Right.
motivates me. When I have brothers call me, literally call me. I had one brother, I'm not gonna mention his name, he's in the group, called me in tears saying that he can retire now
Mm.
because he put money into Cardano. When I mentioned Cardano, he called me, hit me up, and asked me for my advice. I told him I would put money into Cardano. He put money into Cardano, and he actually became a millionaire off of the money he put into Cardano.
Wow.
And could retire him and his wife as an older brother.
Yeah.
That stuff like that motivates me. So my motivation is to help people. I'm always gonna get paid. And we gonna get paid regardless, because we have to get paid for our services. But the main purpose for BMMO Consultants is to come to your city and to sit down with you and actually explain everything out to you, and walk you through the steps of becoming a crypto investor and giving you the lifestyle skills is to help you become a better you.
Yeah.
That's
So
our motivation.
Brother Law asked, he said, I asked this question because I think that the issue I see with some black men is we will jump on something but don't stay motivated to see it through for the ultimate end goal. And also, learning never stops.
Oh
That's
yeah, it
that's
says
the
that in
key.
the Bible. It says
That's
that
the
in the
key.
Bible. Jesus
Yeah.
himself said you're supposed to seek knowledge to the day you die.
Mm. Well, good news is I'm around people who are older, like my uncle, who I do a live with on a weekly basis. Uncle Thomas is 77. He's the first person I had ever seen with a computer back in, I want to say 83. And now I look at him and he's a mortgage broker and real estate investor in California. And he's telling me about some new technologies that he's out here at 77 years old, learning things that a lot of men, when they get to his age, they've given up. But I think it keeps him young. Um, it keeps his mind fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
and I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, you gotta stay. You gotta. I mean, as long as your mind is working, your mind is not going now. My grandpa, he died at 96 years old,
Uh-huh.
early January. And the
Yeah.
one thing I've always said about him, his mind was always sharp. He could tell me things that happened to him in his childhood. He
Yeah.
was 4 and 5 years old, because he stayed trying to read. He stayed learning. He stayed active. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So when it comes down to the staying active part of actually, seeking knowledge to the day you die, it actually keeps you young.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Bruce said it's interesting that I say that he never had a older person to ask questions and reach back and help. That's exactly how he thinks. He's an older person. He also learns from these younger cats every day, and I hope to get back. Bruce, the thing about I think men like us who are in our 50s and older compared to people who came before us, they used to always call us young and dumb and didn't think we had anything to contribute. I know that the smartest people around me are 15 and 20 years younger. I understand that completely. I don't believe I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm very intelligent in the areas that I am, but I'm smart enough to know. And I forgot who says it, that I know nothing. I'm smart enough to know that I know very little, and I have to be around brothers who challenge me, like Cliff and Gabe and other brothers, Marquise, the beer, just other brothers in the group. What's the brother? William Blagman. There's a lot of brothers in that group, in that main group, that I really appreciate. No matter how much shit we talk, I really appreciate. their perspective, the younger ones and the older ones. Like Derek, Derek is not that active, but I really love his mind um as a young man. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I think we can learn from everybody.
Remind me of Erykah Badu's song. One of her lines from a song: "The wise man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all."
That's it. Yeah.
You know, that's one
That's
of the
it.
most powerful lines in any song I ever heard in my entire life. And that when I heard it as a young child, I said that kind of resonated with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know a lot, that means you know nothing at all. That means you're always seeking more knowledge. You're always seeking to have a greater understanding in everything, and
Yeah.
that's power.
And the good news is, man, when you introduced me to this space, I had heard it from different spaces, but I had to hear it in my season when I heard it. And now you've sent me, I had a 3 hour ride yesterday and a 3 hour ride today. You sent me these podcasts, and I would listen to more of those podcasts by those same guys. And it just helped me rather than listen to, my 90s hip hop playlist or, Breakfast Club or something that's filling my mind with nothing. And so now I got 6 hours this week in the last 2 days of good content. And that just helps our conversation elevate because I'm able to hear the things that you've said and piece them together and now have a dialogue with you. And it can do nothing but make us better. And that's really all we want, man, is we want to help brothers with no agenda. Because most times when you come into organizations, it's a hierarchy like MLM. It's like only the people at the top is getting it. And this blockchain, this decentralization is really the first business model or financial system that put um the retail investor gets it before the institutional. It's like it's dope. We're right here. We're not being discriminated against. You know what
And
I'm saying?
that's all thanks to social media too, man. The GameStop community actually started all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, the crypto community as a whole, me being what they would call an OG in the crypto community, because I've been in since 2014.
Yeah.
Um, we've always pushed the narrative that cryptocurrency is the future.
Yeah.
But when social media made it mainstream, and made investing mainstream, period. And that's thanks to Robinhood. I hate Webull and Robinhood with a passion. But that's thanks to those communities. Now we have a voice as an investor. It pretty much brung all of the retail investors together and made us move as one unit. Now we are the whales. We are the whales. Like right
Yeah.
now, they're pushing sheep. They're pushing sheep very, very hard. Sheep will never hit 1 cent. I'm going to say that one time. I'm going to say it 3 times. It will never hit 1 cent. But she getting to a tenth of a penny, or or getting to a quarter of a penny, is very doable because of this community. So, with that being said, you could see 1,000x return on sheep if you bought it in today, potentially.
Yes.
But the point I'm trying to make is, it's the people pushing this now. It's the
Gotcha.
people moving it now. With this, I'm talking about with meme coins. Now, with coins like Cardano, use case coins, they're going to move regardless because of the technology behind them. But it's still people that's pushing these price points. So I say that to say this: you get in where you fit in. If you fit into this community, get in, help move that price point, help move this, take cryptocurrency to mass adoption. Because with or without you, this thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's
Train
happening.
moving. Train is moving.
The train is moving. The train is moving at full speed right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want to get in now at the bottom level.
Yes.
Bitcoin will be $1 million worth of $1 million a coin within the very near future.
Yeah.
Cardano will be $25 a coin within the very near future. XRP will be at least $50 a coin within the next near future. Ethereum will be $25,000 a coin in the very near future. You want to get into these things now. It's imperative. It's very highly important that you learn the game now, and don't just jump into this game. The very first investment you make is into yourself and into your mind, and you have to learn the knowledge. That's the investment that you're pouring back into yourself, is the knowledge. And once you have the knowledge, you have the power to move forward and actually invest into these projects, intelligently. A lot of people.
And that with that segue, we'll be launching the class this weekend, the online course. We got the seminars coming up. So, it won't be for a lack of opportunity that you get into this space. It won't be. We're going to make it completely 100% available for you to engage in multiple ways. And we're looking forward to working with each and every one of you.
Definitely, man. Like I said, it's a reason why people buy information. There's books on the market right now worth $10,000,
Yeah.
$25,000. They even have books in the $100,000 range. Why do you think those price points are? It's because of the knowledge that are in them books. We're giving you free game for a very low price.
Yep. That will change your life. So anything you want to add to the good of the order, Brother Cliff?
Hey, once again, I will say this: fuck your friends, fuck your family, fuck your cousins, fuck your uncles, fuck anybody who does not bring value into your life. Get around people that's going to bring value into your life. Get around people that's going to pour energy into your life. Get around people that's going to breathe life into you. You don't want to be around anybody with negative energy. If someone says anything negative, the one very, very, I mean, it's one of my pet peeves I can't stand is when somebody says money isn't everything.
Right.
And most of the time it's somebody broke saying. Most of the time it's somebody broke saying money isn't everything. Money doesn't bring you happiness. You know what? I would rather be a rich, depressed person than a broke, happy person.
Dancing all up in the videos.
Dancing in the videos. Because guess what? A happy, broke person is nothing more than blissful insanity. There's nothing happy about struggling. There's nothing happy about going out here trying to figure out what you're going to eat for lunch. There's nothing happy about every time you go to the grocery store, you got to check your bank account balance. There's nothing happy about that. That means you're comfortable in your situation. You're comfortable in your depression.
Right.
That's it.
No, that's not good. And that's not good. What platforms do y'all recommend? Also, I will have to do the online sessions with you guys because I work every weekend. I tell you what, I'm going to reach out to you. And the online thing will be great because there're going to be some live sessions too that will, we'll make sure we work around people's schedule. We'll do some during the week and some also on the weekend. So before we get out of here, I'd like to go ahead and play our video. We're going to update this video, but I still like it right now. Then we're going to get up on out of here. Peace.